Imagine waking up one day and realizing you no longer need a bank. No waiting for approvals, no frozen accounts, no hidden fees, no middleman controlling your money. Just you and complete control over your wealth. Sounds impossible? Maybe. But for millions of people around the world, Bitcoin is already starting to make this a reality. And if Bitcoin ever replaces banks, the world could change forever.
Why banks exist. Before we understand Bitcoin, we need to understand banks. Banks were created for one main reason: trust. Hundreds of years ago, carrying gold or cash was dangerous, so people stored their money in banks for protection. Banks became the middleman between people and money. They helped with storing wealth, sending payments, giving loans, creating credit, moving money globally. Over time, banks became one of the most powerful systems on Earth. But there's one thing most people don't realize. When your money sits in a bank, it's not fully under your control. The bank controls access. They can limit withdrawals, freeze accounts, delay transfers, reject transactions. And in some countries, people have watched their savings lose value overnight because of inflation or financial crises. That's where Bitcoin enters the story. What makes Bitcoin different? Bitcoin was created in 2009, right after the global financial crisis, at a time when trust in banks was collapsing. Its purpose was simple: create money that doesn't require permission. Bitcoin runs on a decentralized network. No CEO, no central bank, no government controlling the supply. Instead of trusting a bank, people trust code, mathematics, and the blockchain. And unlike traditional money, Bitcoin has a fixed supply. Only 21 million will ever exist. That scarcity is one reason people call it digital gold. But Bitcoin's biggest idea isn't just investment, it's ownership. With Bitcoin, you can store wealth yourself, send money globally within minutes, and hold an asset no bank can print more of. For the first time in history, people can become their own bank.
What if Bitcoin replaces banks? Now imagine this happening on a massive scale. What would the world look like? First, payments could become borderless. Today, sending money internationally can take days. Banks charge fees, exchange rates hurt transfers, middlemen take a cut. But Bitcoin doesn't care where you live. You could send value across the planet almost instantly. No permission required. Second, people may stop trusting inflation-based money. Most currencies lose purchasing power over time because governments print more money. That means your savings slowly become weaker. Bitcoin was designed differently. Its supply cannot be endlessly expanded. And if enough people believe in that system, they may choose Bitcoin over traditional savings accounts. Third, financial access could explode. Billions of people around the world still don't have access to banks. But anyone with a smartphone and internet can use Bitcoin. No application, no approval, no credit score needed. That changes everything, especially in poorer or unstable countries.
The problems. But replacing banks isn't simple, and Bitcoin has serious challenges. Price volatility is one of the biggest. Imagine buying groceries today, and tomorrow your money drops 15%. That's hard for normal daily life. Another problem is responsibility. Banks protect people in many ways. If you forget your banking password, you can usually recover it.
But with Bitcoin, if you lose your private keys, your money could be gone forever. No customer support, no reset button. And then there's regulation. Governments rely heavily on banking systems. Taxes, monetary control, economic policy. Bitcoin challenges that system. So if Bitcoin became too powerful, governments would likely fight to regulate it heavily. And finally, most people still don't fully understand Bitcoin. Fear and confusion slow adoption. Because people naturally trust what feels familiar, even if the old system has flaws.
Whether Bitcoin succeeds or fails, it already changed one thing forever: the way people think about money. Before Bitcoin, most people never questioned the financial system. Now, millions are asking, what gives money value? Who controls it? And should that power belong to governments and banks alone? Bitcoin forced the world to have that conversation. And maybe that was always the real revolution. If this video made you think differently about money, don't ignore that feeling. Because the future of finance is changing fast. And the people who understand change early usually benefit the most. Subscribe for more videos about money, wealth, investing, and the future of finance. And remember, the biggest financial shifts in history always looked crazy in the beginning.
I'll see you in the next videos.
Peace.